So there's a dispute in the law as to whether a sitting president can in fact be indicted. And the vast majority of legal scholars believe that a sitting president cannot be indicted and that the proper course of action is impeachment. I mean, that's the vast majority of legal scholars. Bob Mueller is an incredible attorney. He's a very conservative, by-the-book kind of guy. And I do not believe that he will ultimately indict the president, not because there will not be sufficient evidence. In fact, I believe the contrary will be true. But rather because he will conclude, like many legal scholars have, that a sitting president cannot be indicted. There's a lot of people, and I hear a lot of pundits, quote unquote, out there talking about how Bob Mueller may indict the president. Well, he might, but I think the chances are very, very slim that he will. And so what I think is going to happen is, consistent with your approach and with your belief, is that Bob Mueller will indict a number of people around this president and ultimately will issue a report to Congress laying out the facts and the evidence and stating unequivocally that but for the fact that Mr. Trump is the president, he would absolutely be indicted. And what's going to happen next? It's going to be up to the U.S. House to bring impeachment charges. Hopefully we're going to turn the House this November. And ultimately it will be up, if he is tried, it will be up to the U.S. Senate to actually impeach him and remove him from office. And I don't think there's a lot of folks out there right now that believe that votes would be in the U.S. Senate because of the coward nature of numerous GOP senators and Republicans in Congress as it relates to this president. They give this guy a hall pass morning, noon, and night, and they seem to have forgotten love of country along the way. But I digress. So ultimately, I believe that's how it's going to play out. And the only way that the president will be removed from office would be if he was impeached by the Senate, if he's voted out of office in 2020, or if he resigns under intense scrutiny due to the amount of evidence either Mueller comes up with or Michael Cohen. That's what
67 U.S. senators have to vote to impeach, right? So even assuming the Democrats retake the Senate by one or two and the Republicans hold it, it's going to take a lot of courageous Republicans to want to cross the line.
You know, I don't want people to be disappointed as it relates to Bob Mueller because he is a very conservative lawyer, and I don't think he's going to take a chance. You know, I'm a different kind of guy. I'd indict him, and I'd make the Supreme Court overrule me. That's what I would do. That's me. You know, I take my chances because I don't care about my legacy that much. I'd let the chips fall where they may. But you know, I'm built from a slightly different place than Bob Mueller, and
I think your legacy is safe with us.
Well,
Steve, what did you want to?
But again, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.